You ever notice how the people who talk the loudest about community are usually the ones trying to control everyone else? Let me tell you about the winter. I learned three things the hard way. First, never trust an HOA board president named Brenda. Second, always read the fine print on your property deed, especially if it makes your eye twitch. And third, spite. Spite is the strongest fuel mankind's ever invented. Forget nuclear, forget wind. Give someone a reason to be petty, and you can power a continent. I'm Kyle Davidson, and in October of 2024, I thought I'd made it. My dream, 5 acres of Colorado mountain land, a modest 3-bedroom house, a massive barn, and best of all, a commercial-grade Ford F-450 snowplow, thrown in by the previous owner like some weirdly specific prize in a mountain man lottery. Tom, he was moving to Florida and wanted to ditch everything, snow included. I got the whole package for a steal because, and this should have been my clue, nobody else wanted to tangle with the Pinehurst Valley HOA. My property was at the absolute tail end of Aspen Ridge Road, last stop before National Forest. It was quiet, real, deep Colorado quiet. My nearest neighbor? Half a mile off. I worked from home, coding in sweatpants, and my girlfriend Emma would drive up from Denver on weekends. The rest of the time, it was just me, the elk, and a million trees creaking in the wind. First snow hit mid-November. Nothing dramatic, maybe 3 inches. I fired up the plow, and man, that thing roared to life like it had been waiting for me. I cleared my winding quarter-mile driveway in 20 minutes, feeling like a king. Tom had kept the truck pristine, and honestly, I felt like I'd outsmarted the universe. 2 days later, before dawn, someone knocked on my door, real government census energy. I shuffle over, coffee in hand, and there she is. Brenda Whitmore. Mid-40s, icy blonde, North Face jacket zipped up to her chin, and boots that had never seen actual snow. Her smile didn't quite hit her eyes. Good morning. You must be Kyle. I'm Brenda, president of the Pinehurst Valley HOA. I'm half awake, but I manage a morning and a nod. She's already fishing a folder out her bag. I wanted to welcome you and discuss your responsibilities as a resident, especially with that commercial snowplow. Now, I know a setup when I hear one. My responsibilities? She flips open the folder, all business. Section 12, paragraph 4 of the HOA bylaws says any resident with commercial-grade snow equipment must provide snow clearing services for all roads during winter. She says it like she's reading the gospel. Your predecessor, Tom, handled this for 15 years. I blink. Tom never mentioned any of this. Well, it's in the bylaws, she says, sliding me the folder. Inside, everything's highlighted, color-coded, and sticky-noted, very middle school group project energy. The county doesn't plow our roads. We rely on volunteers, and since you have the equipment, I stop her there. So you want me to volunteer to plow 6 miles of private road? She corrects me, 5.3, like that's supposed to make it less crazy. And it's not really volunteering if it's required. I take the folder, just end the conversation, and she adds, next snow, we'll need the roads cleared by 8 a.m. if it's over 3 inches. Thank you for your cooperation. Then she spins around, heads to her white Lexus, and glides away like a Bond villain in ski gear. Now, let's be real. Nobody hands you a highlighted folder at 7 a.m. unless they're about to ruin your day. I spend 3 hours going through those bylaws. And sure, Section 12, paragraph 4 exists, but it just says you may be called upon to assist, not that you must. No mention of free labor. No mandatory language. Brenda, I realize, is playing fast and loose. So, I call the number on the HOA letterhead. Richardson picks up, treasurer. Seems nice. Richard, I'm Kyle, new guy at the end of Aspen Ridge. Brenda just told me I have to plow the roads for free. That right? Long pause. Well, Tom helped us out. We covered his fuel, gave him a break on dues. Brenda likes to get her way. I say, I'm not Tom. Richard actually laughs. Good luck with that, buddy. Brenda doesn't take no for an answer. A few days later, it dumps. 14 inches overnight. I wake to 3 missed calls from Brenda and a text. Roads must be cleared immediately. Residents can't get to work. I clear my own drive, eat breakfast, ignore my phone. By noon, Brenda's back, this time with backup. Donald, the vice president, tall, gray, looks like he could bench press the HOA. And Susan, secretary, barely out of college and already fed up. Brenda skips, hello. Mr. Davidson, you have a legal obligation to clear the roads. I tell her I spoke with Richard, and the bylaws don't say what she thinks. Plus, Tom was compensated. Donald jumps in, we all contribute. I shrug, I pay my dues. If you want snow removal, hire a contractor. Brenda's getting red. Contractors want $8,000 for the season. That's not in our budget. I just say, not my problem. Susan chimes in with, you're being selfish. What if there's an emergency? I answer, that's on the board for not budgeting properly. I'm not a charity. I close the door. They argue in my driveway for 10 minutes before leaving. Over the next week, Brenda's calls and emails get more dramatic. Guilt trips, threats about community harmony, even a story about a stranded grandma. I ignore it all. Then comes a letter, red-stamped notice of violation. $100 a day fines if I don't comply. That's when I call Patricia Mills, a real estate attorney up in Boulder. She reads everything I send her, calls me back actually laughing. Mr. Davidson, this is textbook HOA overreach. They've got nothing. The bylaw's not enforceable, and they can't force free labor. She fires off a cease and desist letter that afternoon. For 3 beautiful days, radio silence from Brenda. Then another storm. I wake up to find my driveway blocked. Someone pushed a mountain of snow right across my entrance, 4 feet high, 20 feet wide. My plow is in the barn, totally trapped. I call the county sheriff. Deputy Martinez shows up, mustache, skeptical eye. That's deliberate, he says, staring at the snow wall. Think it was the HOA? I nod. But can you prove it? Nope. I'm getting cameras, I say. He shrugs, takes a report. I drive to Durango that afternoon and buy the kind of camera system you'd expect at a bank. 8 cameras, night vision, the works. Emma comes up that weekend, sees the setup, and sighs. You're at war with the HOA. I tell her they started it. She says, maybe just plow the roads. Is it worth the hassle? It's not about plowing him. It's about principle. If I give in, what's next? Free landscaping. She just shakes her head. Don't do anything stupid. I promise nothing. Next snow, I'm ready. Sunday night, 12 inches of wet, heavy stuff. My cameras catch everything. 6 a.m., black pickup, plow blade, Donald Pierce at the wheel, dumping snow on my drive again. This time, I've got footage. I call Deputy Martinez back. He watches the video, deadpan. That's criminal mischief. Want to press charges? Oh yeah. Donald gets a citation, court date, and a $500 fine plus restitution. Brenda calls me that night, absolutely livid. You had Donald arrested. I correct her, cited not arrested. And he blocked my property. What did you expect? You're tearing apart our community, she yells. I answer, a simple request would have been fine. But you demanded free labor, then escalated when I said no. She swears she had nothing to do with the snow wall. Don't care, I say. Tell your people to stay off my land, or next time I'm calling a lawyer, not the sheriff. She hangs up. The HOA has an emergency meeting. Richard calls me after, apologetic. They voted to fine you $5,000 for causing discord. I actually laugh out loud. They can't do that. I voted against it. So did others. But Brenda, Donald, Susan, well, you know. I send everything to Patricia. She sues the HOA, injunction, damages for harassment, legal fees. That lawsuit, man, it changes everything. Suddenly, other residents start asking questions. Turns out, most of them thought Tom just loved plowing snow. They had no idea Brenda bullied him into it. A woman named Jennifer Hale starts a recall petition against Brenda. 23 signatures in a week. Brenda goes nuclear, emails everyone that I'm a troublemaker. I'm suing the HOA. I'm endangering the community. Jennifer fires back, sending out my lawyer's letter and the snowplow footage. Public opinion flips overnight. Recall vote scheduled for February 15th. Meanwhile, winter isn't letting up. 6 major storms by early February. Roads are a mess. Some people hire their own plows, others carpool. A few just stay home. Brenda starts calling me again, offers to pay me, reduce my dues, even make me a board member. I ignore her. Then she makes her fatal mistake. February 10th. 18 inches of snow overnight. I plow my own drive, then Helen's, my elderly neighbor, 83, living alone. As I finish, Brenda pulls up, half stuck in her Lexus, snow up to her hubcaps. She gets out. No greeting. "You will plow our roads," she barks. I look at her calmly. "No, I won't." She leans in. "I'll make your life hell. Fine you for every little thing. Make you regret moving here." I laugh. "Already trying. Not working. And you're on camera." She glances up, sees the camera I installed for Helen, and goes pale. She mutters something, struggles back to her car, and spins her tires all the way home. Recall vote happens. Brenda loses 28-7. Booted from the board. Donald resigns. Susan gets demoted. Jennifer Hale is the new president. First order of business: contract a professional snow removal company, budget for it, apologize to me, drop all fines. I draw my lawsuit. They pay my legal fees. We're almost at the happy ending. Except, karma still has one more punch to throw. 5 days after Brenda's recall, someone slashes all 4 tires on my plow truck, cuts the hydraulics, and spray paints "selfish prick" on the hood. Cameras catch it. 3 ski-mask figures, but I recognize the cars. Brenda's Lexus, Donald's pickup, Susan's CRV. Deputy Martinez brings backup. They're arrested, plead out for vandalism and mischief. Brenda gets probation and pays for my repairs. The others get fines. But the community, that's the real judge. Brenda sells her house, flees to Wyoming. Donald keeps his head down. Susan leaves town. Jennifer turns out to be the best HOA president we've had. Transparent, fair, no more drama. And here's where the twist lands. After all the chaos, I realize I actually kind of like plowing snow. The early mornings, the hum of the engine, the empty mountain roads, there's something satisfying about it. That November, I go to Jennifer with a proposition. I'll do the HOA roads, but I want a real contract, market rate, everything above board. She laughs. "After all that, you want to do it?" "Not for free," I say. Not because Brenda says so, because it makes sense and because I get paid. We signed a deal. For $1,000 for the season, cheaper than the company, more than fair for me. I do the job right. Everyone's happy. The plow pays for itself. A year later, things are running smoothly. But there's always that one person who just can't let it go. Enter Patricia Stone, Brenda's old friend. She starts whispering at HOA meetings, "Kyle's overpaid. Service isn't as good as Tom. We're wasting money." No matter what I do, it's never enough for her. Then, the big storm hits, 3 feet in a weekend. By Sunday, I'm plowing nonstop, clearing driveways and roads. Patricia calls Jennifer. "Kyle plowed me in. He's sabotaging me." Truth is, I hadn't even gotten to her section yet. But I get an idea. I finish my route, take the snow from the main entrance, and build a 10-foot-high pile, right in front of the decorative HOA gate. No rule against it. The only way in or out is the back route I just cleared. Patricia is furious. Calls the sheriff, calls the board, threatens a lawsuit. Deputy Martinez comes out, shakes his head. "Well, you clear the roads. Snow's got to go somewhere." The story goes viral. Local HOA feud leads to legendary snow pile. HOA meeting that week. Patricia's silent. Her little faction dissolves. Jennifer gives me a raise and a contract extension. And you know what? That pile of snow became a legend. Someone even painted it, a massive white mound blocking the gate. My plow parked like a trophy. I keep that painting above my desk. Reminder of what happens when you weaponize the rules instead of breaking them. It's funny looking back. I bought this place for peace and quiet. Ended up in a low-stakes war for my own dignity. But here's the thing. If I'd caved, Brenda's precedent would have held. Free labor, under threat, forever. But when you stand your ground, when you force the rules to work both ways, things start to change. Pinehurst Valley learned that lesson. The HOA now actually serves the people who live here, not the other way around. Property values are up. Neighbors help each other because they want to, not because they're bullied into it. Sure, I could have just plowed the roads and kept my head down. Tom did that. And look what it got him. 15 years of thankless work and not even a discount on his last year's dues. But me? I got a story, a painting, and a community that finally understands what respect really means. And, yeah, revenge might be a dish best served cold, but sometimes it's a 10-foot snow pile, gleaming in the sun, daring anyone to try their luck. So let me ask you, where's the line between standing up for yourself and being too petty? If someone tries to take advantage of you, do you go along for the good of the community, or do you fight back, even if it gets a little messy? Ever had your own battle with power, with rules, with neighbors who push too far? Tell me your story. Let's see where everyone stands. Was I right, or did I just pile the snow a little too high?